appreciate that. That's what you brought up. I also like your comment about online learning and leveraging some of the best content, potentially from around the world. The concern I have is Algebra 1 for us may actually be introductory math 101 in another country. What can we do to set our expectations higher for our students, particularly being Microsoft Math and Science, so that Algebra 1 is, you know, our definition of Algebra 1 to be consistent maybe with what the rest of the world might consider Math 101.
That's great, thank you. I think everybody can hear the question. First of all, since you're from Microsoft, I want to thank your founder, Bill Gates, and the Gates Foundation for their active role in education reform and improvement and accountability. They've been astounding and really wonderful to work with on all these issues. I'm involved in the Achieve organization as a co-chair and chair of the Education Commission of the States and a bunch of other stuff on finance. But the Gates Foundation has been brilliant, and we're grateful for their generosity and their help. Question related to how do we make sure that Algebra 1 is Algebra 1 in terms of international benchmarking. Minnesota, by the way, just took a round of the TIMSS testing, which is one of the international tests, as if we were a country by ourselves. Massachusetts joined in as well, and we came in basically 4th to 6th in the world in math and science, which made me proud. So indulge me in a little bit of bragging for my state, but they did very well, so we're grateful for that. But the fact is, it is very important now that we not compare ourselves to the rest of the country. When you look at education performance measurements, they invariably are averages and then compared to the national average. That approach lies or misleads for two reasons. One, we don't compete anymore just against the rest of the country. We compete against the rest of the world, so we can't be benchmarking against the rest of the country. It's interesting how we're doing compared to South Dakota or Oklahoma, but we need to know how we're doing compared to the rest of the world, because that's our competition. And then number two, the averages mask over and lie about this horrific reality. If you are a child from a disadvantaged background, from a family or a neighborhood or an area that has become unraveled, the statistics are much different. And the averages mask over that. We cannot be a country of just 300 million people leaving a third of our team on the bench because of lack of education or skill. That's what we're doing. And so I caution everybody about using averages because they gloss over some very challenging realities. As to your question about making sure that we have internationally compared excellence, the good news is everybody's moving to international benchmarking. The Achieve organization has been a leader in trying to get common graduation standards through the America Diploma Project. We have a majority of states now who've signed on to that, and a common definition of what high school graduation means, so you can't lie and fudge that anymore either. If you use the NGA standard, it used to be people could determine how they calculate high school graduation, and it was fluffy. Now there's a common element around that. But everybody is moving towards internationally benchmarking of standards. And it's not there yet, but there's great consensus around what that, and the importance of that, and the need to do it, and it's happening. At the end of June, the leading educational countries in the world will be in Washington, D.C. This will be Finland, South Korea, Singapore, some elements of the United States, and some others talking about this precise issue, among some other things. But the good news is it's happening. The bad news is it should have happened 10 years ago.